The U.S. Special Envoy for Haiti has resigned over what he calls the inhumane treatment of Haitian migrants by the U.S. government. In a letter, the ambassador, Daniel Foote, says U.S. policy to deport thousands of Haitian migrants and refugees are counterproductive and deeply flawed. The Biden administration is using a Trump-era policy to justify mass deportations back to Haiti, but doing it at a faster pace. Al Jazeera footage showing the mistreatment of migrants along the U.S. border caused outrage earlier this week. Border agents on horseback could be seen chasing people back as they attempted to enter the U.S.
A group of House Republicans has filed articles of impeachment against U.S. President Joe Biden over his handling of migrant crisis and Afghanistan political turmoil. Republican representative from Ohio, Bob Gibbs, tweeted, and I quote, "I filed articles of impeachment against Portas based on what I believe to be clear violations of his duties. There are dynamics in Congress preventing this from being debated, but I could not stand by while Biden commits flagrant and deliberate violations of his oath of office." He told the Daily Mail that Biden's willful negligence of the border crisis is a failure to maintain and defend American sovereignty. Republicans, including Brian Babin, have voiced their support. He said, and I quote, "I have joined Bob Gibbs in bringing articles of impeachment forward in the House.
We're coming on the air with breaking news about a shooting at a Memphis area grocery store. It happened at a Kroger in Collierville, Tennessee. Here's what we know right now. According to police, 13 people were shot. One person has been killed. The shooter is also dead. Police say it appears to be self-inflicted.
Three people suspected of abducting more than 100 students from a school in northwestern Nigeria 2 months ago have been arrested, police said Thursday night. On July 5th, gunmen invaded the Bethel Baptist Secondary School on the outskirts of Kaduna and abducted 121 students who were sleeping in their rooms. A police statement said one of the suspects had surveilled the school campus and fed information to the other members of his gang who carried out the attack. Assault rifles were also recovered from their homes. Since July 5th, 100 students have been released or managed to escape, while 21 remain in the hands of their captors.
Now, after 4 years in exile, Catalan's ex-president Carles Puigdemont has been arrested in Italy. He led an independence movement in Spain's autonomous region of Catalonia, eventually staging a vote to succeed that the Spanish Supreme Court deemed illegal. He fled and, despite a couple of close calls, managed to remain free until now.
Carles Puigdemont has managed to elude Madrid for years, but his luck may have just run out at an airport on the Italian island of Sardinia. Puigdemont's lawyer, Gonzalo Boy, confirmed the former Catalan president's arrest late on Thursday night.
Just destroyed 2,479 rhino horns which were stocked over a couple of decades, and this is a clear message to the world that we value for the live rhino, do not value for a rhino.
Now, one of the founders of the Taliban says that the group will once again carry out harsh punishments and executions in Afghanistan. Mullah Nooruddin Turabi was Taliban's chief enforcer of harsh interpretations of Islamic law the last time the group was in power. He now claims that punishments like executions and amputation of hands will return, though they might not be carried out in public. In an interview with the Associated Press, Turabi dismissed outrage over the executions carried out by the Taliban in the past. The group used to deliver extreme forms of punishment in front of huge crowds. Turabi has also warned the world against interfering with Afghanistan's new rulers. He said, and I quote, "Everyone criticized us for the punishments in the stadiums, but you have never said anything about their laws and their punishments. No one will tell us what our laws should be. We will follow Islam and we will make our laws based on the Quran."
American plane maker Boeing says it will be building a new type of drone military aircraft in Australia. It says test flights have been completed for its unmanned Loyal Wingman planes, and it's chosen Toowoomba City in Queensland state as the final assembly point. It's the first military combat aircraft to be built in Australia in half a century. This comes less than a week after the new security alliance between US, Britain and Australia, which has heightened tensions in the Indo-Pacific region.